सबसे न्यारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
भारतीय संस्कृति का वैभव जग में सबसे न्यारा। ज्ञान और विज्ञान यहीं से सबने पाया सारा, सबने पाया सारा। कुछ भूलों से हारा फिर से जीते देश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागशील सेवा व्रतधारी युवा जगे पुरुषार्थी। वैज्ञानिकता विनय सभ्यता स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी, स्वभाव हो निस्वार्थी। देशभक्ति में तेजस्वी हो फिर समाज यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
महावीर गोविंद शिवाजी बुद्ध गगन के तारे। परंपरा की पुण्य चेतना उर में हम सब धारे, उर में हम सब धारे। बाल हृदय में उसे जगाकर जगे देश यह सारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ।
जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ, जय भारत माँ, जय गीता माँ।
त्यागो सारी दुर्बलता को राष्ट्र समर्थ बनाओ। बंधु भाव समता ममता से सबको गले लगाओ, सबको गले लगाओ। चलो विवेकानंद मार्ग पर शुभ संदेश हमारा। गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा। भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
जो भी अपने पास है वह धन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
देने वाले ने दिया वह भी दिया किस शान से।
मेरा है यह लेने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा है यह देने वाला कह उठा अभिमान से।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मेरा यह कहने वाला मन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
मैं नहीं मेरा नहीं यह तन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया।
धन किसी का है दिया।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल।
नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण हरि बोल। नारायण हरि नारायण हरि नारायण
आदरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वचनं मधुरं चरितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वलितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं भ्रमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
वेणुर्मधुरो रेणुर्मधुराः पाणिर्मधुराः पादौ मधुरौ नृत्यं मधुरं सख्यं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गीतं मधुरं पीतं मधुरं भुक्तं मधुरं सुप्तं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
हरणं मधुरं तरणं मधुरं हरणं मधुरं स्मरणं मधुरं वमितं मधुरं शमितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
कुञ्जा मधुरा माला मधुरा यमुना मधुरा वीथी मधुरा सलिलं मधुरं कमलं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपी मधुरा लीला मधुरा युक्तं मधुरं मुक्तं मधुरं दृष्टं मधुरं शिष्टं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरम्
गोपा मधुरा गावो मधुरा यष्टिर्मधुरा सृष्टिर्मधुरा दलितं मधुरं फलितं मधुरम्
मधुराधिपतेरखिलं मधुरं मधुराधिपतेरखिलं
चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर विमल जसु जो दायक फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसति लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिवे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिवे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतई सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर है सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माही जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज सम्हारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग पर ताप तुम्हारा है पर सिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा पवन तनय संकट हरना मंगल मूर्ति रूप राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय।
संस्थापकं वीरम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम् ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा। ईश्वर भक्ति भाव से बहती संस्कारों की धारा, भारत माँ की सेवा में गीता परिवार हमारा, गीता परिवार हमारा।
Jai Shri Krishna to all the dignitaries present here. On behalf of Geeta Parivar, I extend a warm welcome to all the Geeta sadhaks present here. We are very fortunate to enjoy the rare combination of Purushottam Mass, Shravan Mass, and more special, the interpretation of the 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga, which will create deep spiritual vibrations and make a divine connection with the Lord. It is said, prayer connects us with a higher divine power and gives us divine strength. For the beginning prayer, we have with us Sunita Pansari ji from
Didi.
Kolkata.
जय श्री कृष्ण दीदी। वो
जय श्री-
दीदी सुनीता दीदी आज नहीं जुड़ पा रही हैं।
Okay. So let me have the privilege of the Arambha Prarthana. Please recite the Prarthana with me. Vasudeva Sutan Devam Kamsa Chanudamardhanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Krishnam Vande Jagadguru. Jai Shri Krishna everyone. Moving on to the Deep Prajwalan. Deep Prajwalan fosters a sense of unity and togetherness among all the Geeta lovers present here who have come together to dive in the deep divine knowledge of Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. For this Deep Prajwalan, we have with us Raghu Bagalwadi ji from Hyderabad. Bhaiya has joined us from January 22 and is serving in various departments like as a techno star in the calling team, as a trainer in Kannada and Hindi language.
निषिद्धैरप्येभिर्लुलितमकरन्दो मधुकरैः करैरिन्दोरन्तश्छुरित इव सम्भिन्नमुकुलः विधत्तां सिद्धिन्नो नयनसुभगामस्य सदसः प्रकीर्णः पुष्पाणां हरिचरणयोरञ्जलिरयम् शरदिन्दुनिभां शुभ्रां शुभ्रवस्त्रैरलङ्कृतां कलहंसकृतावासां वरदां शारदां नुमः वरदां शारदां नुमः.
Thank you, Bhaiya, for the beautiful Deep Prajwalan. Moving forward to the most awaited part of this special evening, the distinguished speaker for the day is respected Shraddha Raodeo ji. Didi is associated with Geeta Parivar since August 2020. She is serving as a senior trainer. Didi plays a very vital role in many other departments of Geeta Parivar. She is known for her profound understanding and insightful interpretations of the sacred Hindu literature, Śrīmad-Bhagavadgītā. Her teachings and discourses have touched the lives of many, inspiring them on their spiritual journey. I humbly request Shraddha Didi to please begin this session. Jai Shri Krishna Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna Shishiji. Very nice to see you. It was a beautiful prayer and a very nice deep Prajvalan. After this beautiful start of the session, let us remember Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj and Shri Krishna himself, by whose grace we all assemble here for understanding this 10th chapter. Hari Om. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya, Hare Paramatmane, Pranatah Kleshanashaya, Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Parthaya Pratibodhitam Bhagavatam Narayanena Swayam Vyasena Krathitam Purana Muninam Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitam Ratavarshinim Bhagavatim Ashtadashaധ്യായിനീം Amba Tvam Anusandadhami Bhagavad-Gīte Bhavatveshini. Om Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Shri Krishnaya Namaha. We all assemble here to discuss a very beautiful chapter, 10th chapter, the Vibhuti Yoga. And it's a pleasure to have so many sadhaks from level 4 having seen this chapter and understand Bhagavad Gita from a deeper perspective. We all know this chapter begins with shlokas from Sri Krishna himself. He himself has started the discourse here. Arjun didn't have any questions. Of course, he had many questions, but he had not asked anything from himself. It was purely out of love for Arjun that Sri Krishna started the discourse in this particular chapter. He has very clearly said in the very first shlokas itself, Priyamanya, you are my favorite. Vakshami hitakamyaya. Hitakamyaya, because it is something that what I'm going to tell you now is something beneficial to you. And why he was telling? Because yatteham priyamanaya. You are my most beloved. You are my favorite. Sometimes when we learn Bhagavad Gita, we all experience the love that Shri Krishna has for Arjun in Bhagavad Gita. Absolutely, we all see that. And we all also want to feel loved, isn't it? We all also want to feel loved by Shri Krishna himself. Swamiji says a very beautiful thing here. He says, while reading Bhagavad Gita, we all should do this one thing. Put Arjun aside for some time and use it in his place. When you are reciting Bhagavad Gita, assume that you are talking with Shri Krishna. Assume that you yourself are sitting in place of Shri Krishna. And imagine Shri Krishna himself is saying this to us. Yatteham priyamanaya vakshami hitakamyaya. And what a beautiful feeling it is to get this love from Shri Krishna himself. So let us have this message clearly within ourselves that this entire conversation that we are going to discuss is because Shri Krishna loves us. Through the means of Arjun, he has got this to us. And with that feeling, let us go into a deeper understanding of this chapter. The first part of this chapter, we have seen some very beautiful shlokas. in which Sri Krishna has explained how the bhakta sadhaks devoted to him, completely dedicated to him are. How beautiful, one extremely beautiful shloka that we discussed in the last session. Machitta matkatha prana bodhayantah parasparam kathayantascha man nityan tushyanti cha ramanti cha. This is for people like us also. How are we? We are also tushyanti cha ramanti cha. We are also happy discussing this 10th chapter. We are also happy discussing the glory of Shri Krishna himself in this Vibhuti. We all are happy discussing amongst each other about Shri Krishna, discussing the ways and means to attain his complete and get a complete understanding of him. However, we all have limited knowledge. We all know that. And for our benefit, last session we saw Shri Krishna has given us a very nice assurance. And on the basis of that assurance, today I'm going to start with my further interpretation. He has told Desham Satata Yuktanam Bhajatam Preeti Purvakam. I don't know how much of it we fall into, how much, what is our intensity of our emotions towards Shri Krishna, but with whatever love we are listening to him, I'm very sure he will give us, and we seek these prayers from him when he says Dadami Buddhi Yogantam Yena Mam Upayantite. Let us pray that with whatever intensity, in our capacity, whatever love we are able to give to Shri Krishna, he will bless us. This assurance Shri Krishna himself is given. Dadami Buddhi Yogantam. It's not easy to understand Bhagavad Gita. For a Moodamati like me, it is really impossible, I feel sometimes. But Shri Krishna himself, I pray to him, may he give the Buddhi Yoga to all of us to understand what is happening further. After listening to all these things from Arjun, from Shri Krishna, Arjun is baffled. And see, from childhood, they are both together. Arjun is very well aware that great things have been said about Shri Krishna right from the beginning. And he knows that Shri Krishna is a very respected personality amongst all the great people who have existed on the surface of this earth at that point of time. And now knowing is a different thing. Sometimes we are associated with some great people, but we know their greatness after a little delay, we come to know about them a little late. And this is exactly what has happened with Arjun. Somebody who is my brother, who is my Sakha, and what he told, you become a charioteer for me. And Shri Krishna very happily has agreed to do that. Now I have given the reins of my horses to somebody who is the Parampita Paramatma. Arjun has had this realization now, and with that he's telling, he's with that entire emotion. Now he has understood. Now I'm slowly understanding you. Little bit I'm understanding you. He says, Arjuna Uvacha Param Brahma Parandhama Pavitram Paramam Bhavan Purusham Shashvatam Divyam Adidevam Ajam Vibhum. Here he has started praising Shri Krishna. He started realizing who the real Shri Krishna is. He is the Param Brahma, the subtle consciousness, the subtle conscience which is in all of us, the subtle power which is driving this entire universe, the Brahma Tattva. It is Shri Krishna himself. Param Dhama Pavitram Paramambama, the supreme pious Tattva, the supremacy, the entire eternal divinity is Shri Krishna himself. Param Purush, he who is an eternal Purush, who is the primal God, who is the first and the most worshipped God, is Shri Krishna himself. And Adideva Majam, he is omnipresent. He is not somebody who has been born. He has existed from the eternity, from the very origin of the universe. He is going to be there, and he is going to be there even after the universe is being destroyed to create it again. He is Adideva. Adidevam Ajam. He is unborn. He is not somebody like us, the people in Martyalok who are born, and he's not the Vyakti, the persona that Arjun has seen him as from childhood. And this is something not new for him. Shri Krishna's glory, Arjun has heard from a long time. They have been brought up together. Bhishma Pitamaha has always said great things about Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna, these things have happened in front of Arjun himself when they were having a discussion that during a yajna, the Pahadya Puja should be done for Shri Krishna by the Pandavas himself. And Shishupal started there that this cannot happen, and he started saying unwanted things, unpleasant things about Shri Krishna. Bhishma Pitama stopped him. He was the chief of that particular Sabha, and he said, this is a very small thing that the Pandavas are doing Padya Puja of Shri Krishna. This is a very small honor that you can give him. The greatest gods worshipped on the earth should come and worship Vasudev. He is that great. This is himself being said by Bhishma Pitamaha, who is an incarnation of Vasu. He has said this in front of Arjun. So Arjun has heard. He is saying the same thing. Ahustvam rashaya sarve devarshir naradastatha asito devalo vyasasvayam chaiva pravishime. Here he is telling, the great rishis have always, they have declared that you are the greatest among all, and such big rishis. Narad Muni, he is a Devarshi, he is the most respected, most educated, most learned Devarshi. And he himself has also said, always when Shri Krishna and Naradji have met, with so much respect, Naradji has always worshipped him, has spoken to him. Devarshi Asit, Devarshi Deval, Maharshi Deval, Maharshi Asit, Maharshi Bhagwan Vedavyas. Whenever they are telling, I have heard all these things from them, Arjun is saying, and now I am getting to hear it from you. Swayam Chaiva Pravishime. And you yourself are declaring now that your greatness, you are describing it to me now. Here, very, very important thing we have to see that all these people were worshipping Shri Krishna. So much so that Shri Krishna is a god. Many people had already, we know how much the Gopikas loved him. Everybody has seen this. Vedavyas, he was the most learned, the most respected sire of that time, and he has also said great things about him. After all this, when Arjun has seen, this might have been just a formality. He thought it could be just out of formality that these people are worshipping him. But whatever he has seen and heard so far, Arjun has taken it lightly. Happens with us also. He has taken it lightly so far. But one important thing we have to see, that Bhagwan Shri Krishna also did not let Arjun know his greatness. Whatever greatness Arjun had, that Shri Krishna had, he had not let Arjun come to know about it. He had not let that come in between their relationship. It's so great I am, but with Arjun, how he was like a friend. And unless he chose that now is the time Arjun should know, because if now he doesn't know, it is going to become a problem. So no matter what, unless he chooses, nobody can know him. So only when Shri Krishna decided, Arjun has seen, but so far he has not realized, only when Shri Krishna decided that Arjun should know, he has realized the greatness of Shri Krishna. Sarvame tadratam manye yanmau vadasi keshava nahi te bhagavan vyaktim vidur devanadhanava. All these things that we have told already, I know they are true. Sarvame tadratam manye, I agree. Ritam means true. All these are true, and whatever you are saying, they have been told to me, whatever you are telling me. And what he's saying, I am blessed, Bhagavan Vyaktim, you are blessed, Shri Krishna. Nobody can know about you only when you have chosen, when you want, we can understand you. There is a very beautiful doha. Soi janahi chehi tehu janai. Only when he wants, that person should. So we have to consider ourselves lucky. See, in Bhagavad Gita, when you are understanding Bhagavad Gita, in between the lines, we have to see what is good for us, what is meant for us. We have been chosen by Shri Krishna to understand him. We are using this opportunity to understand Shri Krishna, and we have to know that we should feel very lucky at this point of time, that now is the time in this entire human life. The purpose of this human life is to know the Parampita Paramatma, and now is the right time when we have to work in this direction. Shri Krishna has chosen us, and that is why we all are sitting here and discussing this. Swayameva-atmanatmanam Vettattvam Purushottamam Bhutavavana Bhutesha Deva Deva Jagatpate. Such a beautiful shloka. What Arjun is saying. Swayameva-atmanatmanam Vettattvam Purushottamam. You yourself can describe yourself. And the adjectives that Arjun has used, Purushottama, Bhuta Bhavana, Bhutesha, Deva Deva, Jagatpate, 5 adjectives in one shloka itself. That shows the profoundness of his feelings, profoundness of his devotion towards Arjuna. Purushottama, the best amongst the Purushas. Bhuta Bhavana, the source of all the beings, every creature on this earth, the source of all the beings is Shri Krishna himself. Bhutesha, he is not only the creator, but also the controller of this entire universe, of all the creatures. Deva Deva, he is the god of all the gods, and Jagatpati, he is the ruler of the entire world. Sorry, excuse me. You are only capable of knowing. How can, you see a big tree. Now the tree will not be able to see its own seed, isn't it? The tree will not be able to see its own tree. This is seen by the others, but how the tree is capable of seeing his own seed? No, he is capable of creating so many trees, but he's not capable of seeing his. So sometimes there is a very beautiful thing that here Arjun has said, you only are capable of knowing yourself, but our great sages, we don't know even whether you also know your entire greatness completely. You know, you're the only one who know, but sometimes it is difficult for even God to gauge how great he is. That is his greatness. So the greatness is infinite. Vaktumarhasya sheshena divyayatma vibhutayah yabhir vibhutibhir lokan imam svam vyapya tishtasi. Now see, we all know that God is great. We all want to really, but with full devotion, want to worship God always. Okay, and we, so far, whatever you have told me, it is great. But whatever you have told me so far in the 7th chapter, 9th chapter, Shri Krishna has given a little bit introduction about his vibhutis. We'll come to what are vibhutis. Vibhutis are those, you can say, sources of splendor where the presence of God is felt with lot of magnitude. It is felt very strongly. So a place like we know God exists everywhere, but when we go to a temple, the presence, the aura there is different. The presence is felt very strongly. God is present everywhere, but his presence is more profoundly felt in the temples. The vibhutis are those points of energy, those points of splendor. Vibhuti means the points of glory where Shri Krishna's presence is found is felt strongly. And some of his vibhutis are being told by Sri Krishna in the 7th chapter. In the 9th chapter, we have seen those shlokas earlier. And once you have given us, you have told me something about yourself, and what he's saying, don't wait on something, no, tell me everything. Vaktum arhasi sheshena. Here the sandhi is vaktum arhasi asheshena. Asheshena means without keeping any reserve, without keeping any boundaries. Just tell me everything. Do not keep anything to yourself. Tell me everything about yourself. These here Shri Krishna is saying, here Arjun is wanting to say, see, we all know that we are devoted to Shri Krishna. We want to do everything to appease him. We want to do worship him. But at the same time, we are also, we have to do the other normal activities also. We cannot just keep ourselves restricted to bhakti. Right, this is a very natural thing. Here Arjun is indicating the same thing. You have to tell me everything about yourself. You have to tell me about all your glories, and why he wants to know that also he has explained in the 17th shloka. He's telling your glories are everywhere, but there are some points where they are there, and which are those points? Those you please tell me. Katham vidyamaham yogim svam sada parichintayan keshu cha bhaveshu chintyosi bhagavan mayam. Your light is everywhere. It is everywhere. But at particular places, they will be experienced with greater depth. I want to know those points and why. This is the question we also feel. Why does Shri Arjun want to know? Because as I told you, we are wanting to do the bhakti, but at the same time, we have to do other things also. If you close your eyes and meditate, look within ourselves, connect with Shri Krishna, connect with the God within you, that is one way, but we cannot keep our eyes closed for the entire lifetime. And the moment we open our eyes, there is the entire world around us. There are so many people around us we are going to have these temptations of talking to them. We are going to be tempted to, get deviated we are going to get distracted. Our mind will not be focusing on Shri Krishna. But in these places, in this entire srishti, in this entire world, when I am interacting with the people around me, when I am interacting with the world around me, there must be certain points which will remind me of you. So vibhutis, essentially in this chapter, whatever vibhutis are discussed, these are those worldly points, worldly sources of energy, which will remind us of whom? Of Shri Krishna himself. These are the points which will remind me of you. And this, I don't want to just know, little bit. Don't just touch the topics and tell. I want to know them in detail. Vistar se batao. I want to know them in detail. Vistarenatmano yogam vibhutim janardhanam. Bhuya kathaya triptirhi shrunvato nasti me mritam. Vistarenatmana. And what he has said here? Bhuya kathaya triptirhi. So here he is agreeing that you have told me. Bhuya means again. You have to tell me again. Why? Because I am not satisfied with what you have already told me. What not like satisfied. I am not satisfied. See, if you get something that you like to eat, we want more. One gulab jamun, second bhi le lo, third bhi le lo. That feeling of satiating satisfaction doesn't come. Sometimes पेट भर जाता है, मन नहीं भरता. That kind of situation is happening for Arjun. What is happening? He wants to learn because it is so beautiful to listen to things about you. It is so beautiful to know about you. So I want to know about you in greater detail. And I want to know about these points where I can see you whenever I see about these things, all the vibhutis. You have gone through this chapter, you're learning it in your classes. You've seen the names of all the places are places or things or creatures from this world itself. In this chapter, there isn't too much philosophy, but all the places where his presence is seen very predominantly. So these are all worldly things. Shri Krishna is always very happy to tell things to Arjun. So he begins, Shri Bhagavanu Vacha. Sorry. Hantate kathayishyami divyayatma vibhutayah pradhanyatah kuru shrestha nastyanto vistarasya me. Shri Krishna is telling a thing, very important thing. Okay, I will tell you. And here he is calling Arjun by which name? Gudakesh. Hantate kathayishyami divya yatma vibhutaya pradhanyata purushreshta nastyanto vistarasya me. In the next and in the next shloka, he is telling about Gudakesha. Here he is telling what? I will tell you everything, but my vibhutis, the places where you are saying my glory exists in prominence, that I cannot tell you in detail. Here, this we are asking me vistar se, but vistar to nahi hoga. That detail will not happen. Why? Because they are countless. The vibhutis are countless. But in this, whatever are the main, those I will tell you. The main ones I will tell you, in which my presence is seen very prominently. Pradhanyata kurushreshta nastyanto vistarasya me, because they are countless. I cannot go and tell you all the vibhutis in detail. It is like this, ladies go to buy saris, and then if she visits the sari shop and says, show me all the different saris that you have, that fellow will be baffled, no? All the saris? How can I show each and every sari in my shop? See, there are countless saris in my shop. I can't tell you all. I will show you one sari of each design. This is exactly what Shri Krishna is saying here. I will tell you the main, pradhanyataha, whatever are the main ones. What he'll say, of each design, each color, I will samples, I will show you. You choose whatever you like, more I will show you. Similarly, Shri Krishna is telling here, I'll tell you the main vibhutis, and then he begins with the first vibhuti. A very beautiful shloka. Ahamatma gudakesha sarvabhutashayasthitaha ahamadascha madhyancha bhutanamantahevata. What Shri Krishna is telling here? Ahamatma Gudaketa. You are the one who has a complete control over sleep. Okay, so you are Gudakesha. So you should be able to listen to this entire thing with full concentration. Here you make him alert. He's making him alert by starting his vibhuti by addressing him as a Gudakesha, and he says, Ahamatma. I am what? I am the subtle consciousness within you. Without the Atma, this entire Deha is nothing. This entire body is nothing. In all the creatures, there is a Atma which is sitting within us. It is sitting and watching everything. The Atma Tattva. That Atma Tattva is who? Shri Krishna himself. And this is very difficult to understand. If this is something we understand, then we are on the path of moksha, on the ultimate liberation. This is the most important thing to understand. Probably that is the reason he's calling him Gudakesha and alerting him. You have to, because you are reminding him, these are your capabilities. You try to understand things, because this is the most important thing and most difficult to understand thing. What he is saying? Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Shaya Stitaha. Sarva Bhutashaya. Where is this Atma saying? It is taken Ashay where in our Antakaran, means it is inside us. Now, what is inside us is more difficult to find out. In each of the creatures, there is a reflection of Paramatma. There is a reflection of same Paramatma. Within all of us, the Atma is the same. So, internally, we all are connected. We all have a Jyoti, a flame within us. And this flame is same in all of us. And this is the most difficult thing to understand. That is why sometimes, see, if there is some person we don't like, God is present in all except this particular one person, we'll end up saying. Why? It is so difficult to see God in each one of the persons around us. First lesson that Shri Krishna is giving Arjun is, learn to look within you and learn to see me in every creature around you. The first lesson that Shri Krishna is trying to give. And this is very difficult, but one very beautiful thing. See, our Indian tradition is so beautiful. Here I am so tempted to say that we all greet each other. Nowadays, all English educated people know, they'll say good morning, good evening, good afternoon, but our people from our villages, the older generation, they will say Ram Ram. And this is a most beautiful greeting a person can do. And Swamiji has explained the meaning of this Ram Ram. When we are saying Ram Ram and greeting each other, we are first remembering the fact that there is a Ram within me and a Ram within you. Ram Ram, we are connected. What a beautiful way to greet. And we have replaced it with these Western greetings. No, I'm not demeaning them. But when you have something much more meaningful, why not adopt that along with all the other education that we are having? So, this beautiful way of greeting, Ram Ram, Jai Shri Krishna. There is a Krishna within you, and I am. That's what we do in Geeta Parivar, and we are going down to the Krishna within you. Jai Shri Krishna. And this is how we should be programming ourselves to see the reflection of God in all the creatures around us, not only in humans, in ants, in cows. See, in our tradition, when people used to sit to eat food, they had this sanskar, I will say, of taking out little food aside for the ants. They, one bite used to be taken aside for the birds. And they used to feed the cow without feeding this. Still, there are some households in which without feeding the cows, the people don't eat food. This is the basic advice from God. That Sarva Bhuta Shaya Sthitaha, I am there, everywhere. And Shri Arjun has asked, Keshu Keshu Cha Bhaveshu Chintyosi Bhagavan Maya, where do I find you? Here, there, Shri Krishna is telling, I am everywhere. You will find me in all creatures if you try to look. And he is the beginning of the entire world, Adishta. He is also, the entire universe has originated from him. The entire universe is created by him. He is the Madhya, means he is controlling the entire. And when everything is going to get destroyed, everything, that end is also the God himself. Everywhere you will have to see. There is a very beautiful bhajan that Swamiji he reminds here. तेरे नाम अनेक तू एक ही है, तेरे रूप अनेक तू एक ही है. We all have learned this bhajan in the childhood. It's a real essence we should try to understand when we are understanding this chapter. And further, he continues to describe his vibhutis. First, he goes to the putra, to the sons of Aditi. Aditya Ramaham Vishnur Jyotisham Raviramshaman Marichir Marutamasmi Nakshatra Shashim. What he says, among the sons of Aditi, there are 12 sons of Aditi, and in that he is giving the Adityanam Aham Vishnu. Among the sons of Aditi, he is giving the first Vibhuti. The Vishnu is my Vibhuti. This and Adityanam Aham Vishnur Jyotisham Ravirangshaman. Amongst the entire the different sources of energy which are illuminating this entire sky, this entire Akash. Amongst all those illuminating sources, my Vibhuti is who? The sun god himself. And see, there are Marichir Marutamasmi. Marichi is, there are 49 types of Vayu. These are the sons of Diti. So firstly, he has told among the 12 sons of Aditi, my Vibhuti is Vishnu, and amongst the sons of Diti, there are 49 sons of Diti. Amongst them, 49 types of Vayus are there. The sons called Marichi. Marichi is the Vibhuti of Sri Krishna himself. There is a very beautiful story of Diti's sons also. I don't know if we have sufficient time, but she had wanted a son who could, kill the Indra. And then there is a long story, but there is importance of Ucharan, of correct Ucharan of shlokas. We have to try to read about this story. And Indra manipulated the pronunciation of certain mantras, and the birth was given to sons who became sevaks, who became the bhakta devotees of Indra. And here he's also telling Nakshatrana Maham Shashi. Nakshatrana Maham Shashi, amongst all the nakshatras. What are the nakshatras? The constellation, total 27 prominent ones are known in our scriptures. Chandrama, the Shashi, is the Vibhuti of Sri Krishna. Further, he is going to the Vedas. Vedanam Samavedosmi Devanamasmi Vasavaham Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanamasmi Chetana. Vedas, we all know there are 4 Vedas. The 4 Vedas, these are written down. They converted. The entire knowledge has been classified and done by Bhagwan Vedavyas. And Shri Krishna says, amongst all the 4 Vedas, the Samaved is my Vibhuti. Why Samaved? That question comes sometimes. And for this Samaved, it is a Ganaved, means it is based on music. The principle, the main guiding thing in the Samaved is music, Sangeet. And because of the prominence of music, it is one Ved which can be sung, and it is the most, because of that music, it is a very interesting and attractive Ved, and most sung. So it is Samaved is given as Vibhuti. This is also known as a Geya Ved. After that, after the Vedanam, Devanam Asmi Vasavaham. Devanam. We all know there are different types of gods. Indra, Agni, Rudra, Varuna, Yamaraj, everybody. And the Bhagavad Vibhuti has been given to whom? The Shri Krishna says, my Vibhuti is Indra. Indra, he is the god of all the gods. He is the why Indra? See the picture that these movies and all paint in front of us about Indra are different, but we have to understand one thing. Indra is the god of all gods. He is controlling all the gods. He is taking care of all the gods. The entire responsibilities of the functioning of all the gods lies upon Indra. So there is something very special about Indra. When does a god get the post of Indra? Indra is basically a post of gods. It is God when they earn the punya of 100 Ashwamedha. It is so difficult. See, doing one yajna is also so difficult. Ashwamedh yajna is one of the most difficult yajna. This Swamiji has told. From Swamiji says, and imagine doing 100 Ashwamedha yajna without flaws. Then that post of Indra is achieved. This is the greatness of this post. And Shri Krishna says that is my vibhuti. From Indriya, we come to Indriyanam. Indriya is our sense organs. Indriyanam manaschasmi. We all know we have 5 karmendriya, 5 jnanendriya, and the 11th one is mana. That is our mind. It is the most subtle, very quick to go here and there, chanchal. Amongst all the different indriya, all the different sense organs, I am the mana. Now, this is a very important. Why Man Shri Krishna is saying is the vibhuti. It is the one which will control all other indriyas. For instance, I see in the video some of you are looking at me. I also want to believe that you are listening to me. Your ears are also hearing. The eyes are looking. The ears are listening. But if the mind is somewhere else, then what you are looking at and what you are listening, we don't know, right? That only our mind knows what we are looking and what we are listening. So sometimes this happens. Now, mera man nahi lag raha tha. And we will say, okay, wanted to listen, but couldn't hear it properly. Basically, what is happening? No matter where your physical sense organs are, where the mind is, there we are. That is why most influential sense organ is our mind. Tatra atma yatraiva manaha. This is a phrase very popular in our scriptures. Where are we? We are there where our mind is. And so we should try to put our mind, apply our mind in the God. And then people have all sorts of things. See, this entire Bhagavad Gita has originated from the state of mind that Arjun was in, isn't it? Everything is ultimately the game of mind. What happened? Arjun is a Balwan. Arjun is such a courageous warrior. And what happened to Arjun? His mind went out of his control. Gandivam sransate hastat. And what happened? His physical organs also started not listening to him. And why all this was happening? Because Brahmaviti vachame manaha, because his mind was wandering here and there. His mind was not in line with where he was. He was in the battlefield, but the mind has wandered here and there. So this we all should know. This is the first principle of Bhagavad Gita. Swamiji says that never lose your confidence. Keep your mind in control and be confident. And one very important thing that Swamiji always quotes: if wealth is lost, nothing is lost. If health is lost, something is lost. If character is lost, everything is lost. But if confidence is lost, everything is lost forever. So connect with your mind, with your Atma, with the Shri Krishna within you, and keep your confidence intact. So no matter how many things we see outside, this vibhuti that man has been given, Shri Krishna's vibhuti, it is very important to understand that we have to keep it in full control. And one beautiful quote, again I remember from Sanskrit: Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. It is the only reason which can be responsible for binding a human being or liberating a human being. So by controlling our minds, we can be liberated. That is the greatness of man, and truly Shri Krishna has given his vibhuti to the man amongst all the sense organs. Further, Shri Krishna says, Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Merushikharinamaham. Rudranam, see, we all know there are 30 koti gods, is said in our scriptures. We all, as good devotees of Shri Krishna, good followers of our scriptures, we should know this, that these koti is not 33 crores. There are koti in Sanskrit means categories, types. Okay, and which are those types? 12 Adityas, 11 Rudra, 8 Vasus, and 2 Ashwini Kumar. Total comes to 33. 12 Aditya, 11 Rudras, 8 Vasus, and 2 Ashwini Kumar. These are the different types of gods. And this total set of gods, because there are 33 types of gods, we all should know that. Amongst these types of gods, the Rudras, amongst those 11 Rudras, Shankar is my Vibhuti. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi. Then Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. Yaksha Rakshasam. These are 2 yonis. Yaksha and Rakshas, these are also yonis. Like we are born in a Manusha yoni. We are born as human beings. There are different types of yonis. Yaksha and Rakshas. In these yonis also, Kuber, who is the treasurer of the gods. The treasurer, he is a Yaksha. Amongst them, Vibhuti, amongst these yonis also, Shri Krishna has given his Vibhuti to whom? Kuber, King Kuber, who is the treasurer of God. He is the treasurer of God. He was, see, there are so many stories from Puranas that come, but we'll discuss them if the time permits. Then Vasunam. I told you there are 8 Vasus. Out of these 23, the 33 types of the gods, 12 Adityas. We have seen Adityanam, Vishnu, Rudranam, Shankaraschasmi, Vasunam, Pavakaschasmi. Amongst the Vasus, amongst the 8 Vasus, Pavaka, that is Agni. Pavaka is the Agni. That Vasu is being given the Vibhuti of Shri Krishna himself. So we this Vasu is available to us in the form of Agni, in the form of fire. Very important for us. Unless this fire is present, we cannot do our sacred yajnas. We cannot live the life without fire. So amongst all these Vasus, Shri Krishna says, Vasuna Pavakaschasmi. And with the help of this Vasu only, we can make our life sacred. That is why this Vibhuti has been given to the Vasu, which is Agni, Pavaka. Further, Shri Krishna says, amongst all the peaks, Meru, the Meru Parvat is my Vibhuti. Now it is believed, and truly so, that the center of this entire geography, the entire thing is Meru Parvat. It is a mountain of gold, and it is very a pious one. There in the past, in our scriptures, there are some very beautiful satsang is being believed to have happened there. Stories of gods and goddesses continuously, all these used to happen on the Meru Parvat, and hence he is saying, amongst the peaks, I am the Meru Parvat. And he further continues, his vibhutis Purodasaincha Mukhyam Ma Vitti Partha Brahaspatim Senani Namaham Skandas Sarasa Masmi Sagaraha. Sorry. Purodasain. Purodasa means amongst the Purohit. Who are the Purohits? At our home also we have this, any religious rituals we have to do, any pujas, marriages, anything, we'll call the Purohits. Amongst all those Purohits, the one who is my Vibhuti, Shri Krishna says, is who? Brihaspati. Brihaspati, he is my Vibhuti. All gods, Indra and all other gods, get guidance from Brihaspati himself. So he is the Vibhuti of Shri Krishna. He is the one who had made the marriage of Shankar Parvati. Also, all these stories are coming in the scriptures many places. So Brihaspati is the Purohit, is the Vibhuti amongst the Purohitas. And Senani Namaham Skanda. Skanda is Kartik Swami. Kartik Swami, he is the what you can say, commander, Senani of all the gods. And all the wars that gods win are under the capable guidance of Kartika Swami. So he is the Vibhuti amongst whom? Among the Senanis, amongst the commanders of the army. Further, Shri Krishna says, Maharshīṇāṃ bhruguraham girāmasmekamaksharam yajñānaṃ japayajñosmi avaranam himalayah. Maharshi Bhrigu, amongst all the Maharshis, Maharshi Bhrigu, he is the son of Varun God, and he is my Vibhuti. How much beautiful things Swamiji has told about Maharshi Bhrigu. He is a very influential, very wise, extremely intelligent Maharshi. He is one who had the knowledge of all, future, past, present. He could time travel. He could go in any time where he wanted. And there is a very beautiful story about him also, about how there was a discussion once about, testing the gods amongst the three, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, who is the greatest amongst the gods, and who was selected to do this test was Maharshi Bhrigu. That story is a different thing, but that was his capacity. That was the capacity that he had, that amongst all the Rishi unanimously they said that this capacity of judging is only in Maharshi Bhrigu, and he has very successfully done that. And further in his lifetime, he has also given this great advice about Atma Jnana. The discourse that he has given of Atma Jnana is extremely beautiful. One of the best in our scriptures, and he has received it from his father Varun. So amongst all the Maharshis, Bhrigu is considered as his Vibhuti, and Giramasmekam Aksharam. So important and so beautiful. Giramasmeka, in every vocal thing that is available around us, in entire literature, in whatever we can speak about, all the words, all the nads, in throughout the speech, who is the Vibhuti? Ekakshara. Ekakshara is what? Omkar. Omkar is the Vibhuti amongst all the different forms of speech that can ever exist. Omkar is the root form of speech from which every other letter, every other syllable, every sound is coming. Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, three, all of them unite in this one sound of Omkar. This is the importance of Omkar. All the knowledge of our Vedantas, all the knowledge is summarized in this one Omkar. And see, there are this we have discussed that if a person wants moksha, if he wants liberation, a permanent liberation, we all know that we all have to achieve Atma Jnana. And Atma Jnana, to understand that, the one Upanishad which will help is entirely dedicated on knowledge of just this one syllable Omkar. This is a Mandukya Upanishad, and it is completely dedicated to the Omkar. It is also it also happens to be the smallest Upanishad, and in this the entire focus is only on one subject, that is Omkar. And if we understand just this one Upanishad, even if this one swar, if we can understand, then all our problems, Swamiji says, all the difficulties of our life only will get solved. But it is not very easy, So, and Omkar is not only, to a particular dharma for all human beings, all creatures. Now these Christians, they will also say Amin, etc. But that also is derived from Om. The root word is Om. Ram, Durga, Kali, all the gods, whatever difference is there, that and all the differences are gone, and everything unites into one swar. Everything, all gods, everything, all the stutis, all our mantras, everything is finally uniting into one swar, and that is Omkar. How all the rivers are going to travel across the globe and get united into the sea. Similarly, all the different stutis, all the different rituals that we do, everything that we, all the different means that we are following to achieve God Himself are all going in what? One sagar, one ocean of Omkar. And this is universal. Omkar is universal. You might have heard this thing that when the earth is moving, it is rotating around itself, the swar, the naad that comes is the Om sound. See, and it is universal. Whether you see, no matter how much the other countries or other shastras deny this, it is in the Adhyatma Shastra, this is the principle, and it remains same everywhere. 2 plus 2 is going to remain 4 in India, in America, in every other country. Similarly, the crux of this entire Shastra is Om. It is going to remain same throughout the universe. This Om sound is, that is why the Vibhuti of Parampita Paramatma. And one very beautiful next Vibhuti, Yajnanain Japa Yajñosmi. Now, Sri Krishna in this entire Bhagavad Gita, he has considered everything. You should be able to see the yajna in everything. He has explained different types of yajna. There are many types of yajna prescribed in Bhagavad Gita. Dravya yajna, sapo yajna, yoga yajna, tapari. You all know there is a long list. Svadhyaya Jnana Yajnascha. We all know there are a lot of types of yajna. In all these types of yajna, the principle, the main, the vibhuti has been given to which type of yajna? Japa yajna. So beautiful. See, in all the different yajnas, we are dependent on somebody. If you have to do yajna at your home, you have to call the purohits. There is some material required. Shuddha ghee, pure water, everything is required. Japa yajna is one yajna for which you don't need anything. Everything you can do on your own. You are not dependent on anything. And it is such a powerful yajna. See, Swamiji gives a lot of beautiful examples about this, and some critical ones I will share with you. Swamiji says you have to do yoga, abhyas, puja, Veda, then everything. All these are additional things. The most important thing that one should never leave is japa. So we can be, see, we will do puja, you can do yoga, you can do everything, but all other means are incomplete without japa. This is the most important. And if anybody wants to get this, wants to do their own uddhar, if they want to increase their energies in spiritual way, they cannot avoid jap. There are many places where they'll teach you meditation and everything. What is the process of meditation? We try to control our mind. We try to bring the mind and concentrate. If the mind is clean, if the mind is pure, then what will happen? The concentrated energy will be pure and it will be divine. However, if the mind itself is impure, then what is going to get? All the impurities will be focused on. All the mind itself is not fit enough to do meditation. To make the mind fit for meditation, we have to cleanse it. And that cleansing process is japa. How it is done? By continuous nam smaran. We have to continuously take the name of the deity whom you want to praise. This very beautifully it is explained. See, one thing Swamiji also has discussed is this Naam that we take. See, we will do Ram, 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 Ram when we are doing. In this name, the entire powers of the God are present in his name itself. Our Shastras say that God has instilled all his power in his name. So if you take his name, it is going to be something that will help you sail through this life. Taking the name of God himself is going to cleanse your mind. And with this clean mind, see, you can store water in your house. If this water is clean, it is usable form. If this water is dirty and it is stored at one place, what it will give rise to? It will give rise to diseases, isn't it? So first, when you are concentrating your mind at one point, ensure that it is pure, it is Shuddha. And to do that, we have to do japa, a continuous japa. When Swami Vivekananda ji left this world, he was lying on the bed with his japamala. It is as if Swamiji has given this message to this world: till your last breath, don't leave this Namasmaran. Who can be more greater? This is the latest thing that we have seen few years back, with few decades back. So Swamiji has given this message through his parting from this world also, that jap is something we have to continuously do. We should never leave till our janma, till the last minute of this birth. We should be doing it. Further, Shri Krishna says, Stavaranam Himalayah. Amongst the stationary thing, I am Himalaya. Himalaya is considered the father of Parvati. Parvati is Jagadamba Mom. She herself has chosen to have Himalaya as her father. So imagine what must be the greatness of this Himalaya Parvat, that Parvati herself chose Himalaya to be her father. This is the greatness of Himalaya, and Shri Krishna is saying Himalaya is my vibhuti amongst the stationary Parvats. Further, Shri Krishna is explaining his vibhutis. Ashvattha sarva vrikshanam devarshinaim cha naradaham gandharvanaim chitrarathas siddhanam kapilo munihi Uccaiśravasamaśvanau viddhi mamamritodbhavam Airavatan naranaim naradhipam. Such beautiful devotees. Ashvattha sarva vrikshanam, amongst all the trees. Who is my vibhuti? Shri Krishna says Ashvattha, people ka ped. So important. We have seen this word is looking familiar to all of you. 15th chapter also you have come across this. Ashvattha is believed that he is it is the place where Vishnu ji lives. It is a place of residence of Vishnu. Vishnu ji is present in this people tree. This is believed to be an extremely sattvic tree. We know three gunas, sattva, rajo, tamo guna present in all things around us. The sattva guna is present very prominently in this tree. It is a sattvic tree. It is incarnation of Bhagwan Vishnu himself. And nowadays people, they don't believe in this people puja and all this. But the greatness of this tree, I'll tell you through a very small story in short. We all know Jnaneshwar Maharaj. His mother and father, this father has Vitthal Pantji. He had taken sannyas. There was a slight misunderstanding in the way Rukmini Mata told him that, okay, you take, in sleep, she said, okay. And he just went and did sannyas. When she realized, oh, what has happened, she wanted her husband back. what she did. In Alandi, there is a temple, Siddheshwar temple. In that temple, there is a people tree. And she started doing pradakshina to that tree continuously every day. And whatever is, asked to this tree, whatever you worship this tree for, your wishes are fulfilled. And there is the Swamiji, the Guru of Vittal Panji. He happened to travel from where? From Kashi. Now imagine, where is Kashi and where is Alandi? So far. And he happened to visit Alandi, and he visited that Siddheshwar temple. And he saw Rukmini Mata doing the pradakshina. She also saw him. She felt he is some great saint. We are obviously in our scriptures, our traditional ladies, sanskari ladies, they will all do naman. She did namaskar, and he said, Putravati Bhava, and she started crying. And he asked, what happened? She told, this is what has happened. He met her father, and then he realized, oh, the person whom I had given sannyas is this lady's husband. He went back and ordered Vitthal Pant to return back into Grihasthashram. This is a different story. Nowadays, modern ladies won't believe in all these puja, but this is the power of people tree. Worshipping the people tree, where from Kashi the saint came, and all her wishes got fulfilled. This is relatively recent past. We are not talking about Dwapar Yuga and Treta Yuga. We are talking about this in Kali Yuga only. Devarshinaincha Naradaha. Amongst the Devarshis, I am the Narad Muni. Who doesn't know the greatness of Narad Muni? He is the most learned. One of the most learned. He is the one whom everybody loves. From small children to the elderly people, everybody loves. There is in the Shanti Parva in Mahabharat, when Shri Krishna and Bhishma were having Bhishma and Yudhishthir were having a conversation. Yudhishthir asked Bhishma Pitama, who is the one who is the most loved and at the same time most worshipable, puja. Also, both things. See, somebody whom you love, you don't go and worship. Somebody whom you worship is not like, you just love him. So you like him, but not that. So somebody where this both are united, where these two qualities are there. Can you tell me? Bhishma Pitama says the same question was asked by Ugrasen to Dwarkadhish Shri Krishna. And what answer Shri Krishna has given? The same answer I'm giving you, that one person who is both Priya and Puja is Narad Muni. He is loved by everybody, whether it is Rishi Munis, whether it is kings, they all feel, oh, he is for us. The small children, they feel, no, he is our Sakha. The ladies also feel, no, he'll tell us gossip from here and there. So they also are very happy to see him. So Naradji is a person, he's a Devarshi, extremely learned, who knows how to solve all problems, how to, with best beautiful ideas, how to solve all problems. He is a very, very learned person who has dedicated his entire life for what? For the prachar, for spreading the message of devotion, spreading the message of bhakti. He is wandering everywhere in this entire world to spread one message, Narayana, Narayana. And that is why he is extremely respected, extremely worshipable. Gandharvanaim Chitrarathas Siddharang Kapilo Munihi. Amongst the Gandharvas, I am Chitraratha. Chitraratha is the one Gandharva who in Svargalok had helped Arjun get the knowledge of music. And he was the one Gandharva who had the honor of living with Arjun. His capacity, he had that yogyata. He was so good that Arjun was also very fond of it. Chitraratha is the vibhuti amongst the Gandharvas. And Siddhanam Kapil Muni. Kapil Muni, his bhashya on Sankhya Yoga is what is the best till now, and he is extremely respected. He is the one on the advice of whom the rishi or the kings, made all these attempts to get Gangaji on this earth. So Kapil Muni was the one who had advised Raja Anshuman, and then he started the penance, and they followed by further generations, and almost 3 generations dedicatedly worked towards this, and under the efforts of King Bhagirath, Gangamaya appeared on the earth. This was all due to under the advice of whom? Kapil Muni. He is the Vibhuti of Sri Krishna. Uchchai Shravasam Ashvanam. Now we all know that amongst the there was a Manthan, Sagar Manthan between Deva and Danava, between the Rakshasa and the gods. There, when this Manthan happened, lot of jewels, lot of ratnas, lot of different things had come out. What is Ratna? When we say Ratna, our limited understanding only tells us Ratna as jewels, but it is not just jewels. Ratna is anything which is the best in its own categories. Purusha Ratna, best amongst the human beings. Stri Ratna, best among the ladies. So Ratna word should not be restricted only to jewelry, okay? It is the best among that particular category. In that, the Ashva Ratna, Ashva means horses. One horse had come out of this Uchchai Shravasam. He was the horse that had come, and Airavata. Airavata was the elephant that had come out of this Manthan. There is this adjective in this shloka, Vidhyamam Amritodbhavam. Amritodbhavam. Amritodbhavam means along with Amrit. Along with Amrit, that is the nectar of eternity, the nectar that had come out. Along with that, what all had come out? The first thing that had come out was Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is the cow which fulfills all your wishes. The first thing that had come should be given to the Rishi Munis. That was given to the Rishi Munis, and then followed by many other things. And the horse Uchchai Shravasam. This was first given to Raja Bali, and then it had come to Indra. Airavatang was the horse, elephant given to the Indra. And Narana Incha Naradhipam, amongst the human beings, all the human beings, I am Naradhipa. What is the meaning of Naradhipa? Naradhipa means king. King is not just any particular king that Sri Krishna is talking about. Naradhipa is somebody who has been, done a proper Rajabhishek and declared as a king. That person is Naradhipa. In a king, we should be able to see the form of Parampita Paramatma. Why? Because the king is not only responsible to rule, he is the caretaker of the praja. When we get idols for worship in our puja ghar, there is a proper pran pratishtha and everything done. That is the similar process of Rajabhishek is done for the kings. And when the Rajabhishek is done, the king also takes a sankalp of taking care of his praja and ensuring that it is governed in a fair way and protecting the country. This kind of sanskar is given to the king in the process of Rajabhishek, and this king, every king, you should be able to see a reflection of me in that king. I understand the time is little there, but our syllabus is little high. One last shlok we'll take, and please have little bit of more patience, and we'll see this one last shlok, very beautiful one again. Ayudhana maham vajrandhenu ramasmi kamaduk Prajanashchasmi kandarpas sarpanamasmi vasukihi Ayudhanamaham vajram. You all know Vajra is the most powerful weapon which runs on mantras, which powerful weapon made out of the bones of Rishi Dadhichi. We all should also know one very important thing, that the highest award that is given to our souls in our army, to our soldiers, is the Paramveer Chakra, right? The Paramveer Chakra, the design of that Paramveer Chakra that illustrates of the design illustration of Paramveer Chakra is inspired from these Indra's weapon, that is the Vajra. The Paramveer Chakra has the mark of Vajra on it. The first person ever to get this award was Major Somnath Sharma. He was the first one to get this Paramveer Chakra, and his story has inspired this. There is a long story, and during the battle, he was the one who fought so rigorously. There was a fire, and the mortar fire, he was ultimately killed. But he could see that it is, he is going to be killed, and he said, till my last breath, I'm going to fight. And because of his courage, because of his worship, our Indian soldiers could fight for 6 hours extra and win the war. This was a very important role he had played, and he was the first one when his body was received. It was in a bad shape, but there were few pages of Bhagavad-Gītā in the pocket of his chest, in the chest pocket of his dress. A few pages of Bhagavad-Gītā were found, and he is the first one to get this award. This Paramveer Chakra award has the Vajra sign on it. The Vajra is made out of Rishi Dadichi's bones, and the most powerful astra, which was used by Indra to kill the Asura. Dhenu namasmi kamadhu. Kamadhenu is the one who we saw, she had originated from the Manthan and was with the Rishi Munis. She was the one who was helping the Rishi Munis in completing their yagnyas. Prajanas chasmi kandarpaha. Kamadev, amongst the prajanas who with Kamadev is the Vibhuti, because this entire world has to grow, and Kamadev is the Vibhuti in that category. And Sarpana Masmi Vasuki, amongst the creatures which crawl, I am Vasuki. Sarpana Masmi Vasuki. This it's so beautiful, and it's on certain vibhutis I feel like a little more if we could discuss, because these are so beautiful, and getting to know about these vibhutis gives us a understanding of greatness of Krishna in every form. Amongst the serpents we saw Vasuki, different forms, everywhere Shri Krishna is present. And one message that we have to take out of this is, if we understand these vibhutis also nicely, we will understand Shri Krishna's different characteristics in different ways. The greatness of Shri Krishna is one thing, the greatness of Parampita Paramatma is one thing, but we will learn to appreciate his presence everywhere and not just restrict it to a very limited understanding. Gradually, may this entire knowledge, help us understand entire Bhagavad Gita in totality. With this, I offer this entire discourse at the feet of Param Pujya Swami Govind Dev Giriji Maharaj and Shri Krishna, and thank each one of you for your patient listening throughout this entire session. Thank you so much. Jai Shri Krishna. Om Tat Sat. Your sound is not coming, Shashi Devi.
Am I audible?
Now, yes.
Jai Shri Krishna, Devi.
Jai
Thank
Shri
you so
Krishna.
much. Thank you so much. And I request, if any one of you have any doubt, please raise your hand, and he is here to solve all our doubts. Sunil ji.
In my limited capacity, I might also add. Ji Sunil ji. Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Didi ji. Bhutanasmi Chetana. In slok 22 and slok 20 also, we say Bhutanatma Evacha.
Wait, in slok number 22, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. Then which was the other slok you said?
In slok 20 also same thing. Yes, said God has said Bhutanatma Evacha. That means in soul also, I live in your soul, and I am on conscience also, Chetna. So this does it mean Aham Brahmasmi also we have heard somewhere in the discourses? Is it the same thing?
Yes. See, very nice question. Here in the 20th shloka, what he is saying, he is dwelling within us. And in the form of what? Where he is saying Bhutana Masmi Chetana, in the 22nd slok where he is saying Bhutana Masmi Chetana, he is dwelling in the form of Chetana. The same thing he is telling. In the first, he has told half thing, that I am residing in all the creatures. Sarva Bhuta Shaya Sthitaha. There he has not declared the name. And now we'll feel where it is. Is it in the heart or in the head, in the form of blood, in the form of what? No, it is in the form of Chetana. So the same thing he is elaborated and told that as a form, in the form of Chetana, I am present. Got it?
Yes.
So first he has given the address, then he has given in that home which person, which among the person is me.
Raji.
Jai Shri Krishna, Devi. Jai Shri Krishna. Very profound explanation, Devi. I'm so grateful to you. But I have a question from previous sloka. May I ask on number 4 and 5?
Yes, sure. If I can answer, I'll definitely try to. Please.
I was puzzled by inclusion of the so-called negative parts as Bhagwan's Vibhuti, Bhay, Dukkha, and Abhav, which are how they are to be considered as a Vibhuti of Bhagwan. Can you?
This is the most, now you are talking about Vibhuti here. In the next session, we are also going to see Prahladascha Daityanam. Amongst the Rakshasas also his Vibhutis are there. So this is our human tendency that, this is what we have to learn from this chapter. In negative things also, we should be able to see some positives. Our tendency is like even positives also we try to find out some negatives. From this mentality, we have to make a shift gradually towards a point where even amongst the Daityas, even in the Ayash, Apayash, Dukkha, there also something positive we should be able to see. And why so? Because in both we have to attain a state of Samata. That means equanimity in the state of whether yash or ayash, in success or failure, whatever, we should be able to bring a sense of equanimity. And that is what we have to strive for. And sometimes, when this type of thing comes to our mind, we should also give ourselves some little, benefit of maybe maturity or so, because everything cannot come in one go. A person who has decided that, today I will try to learn Bhagavad-Gītā, this is a Shastra which takes many births to understand. And everything, this capacity of being able to see positive in negative is not going to come in us overnight. Maybe after a couple of years of study, it will come. So that is the reason. So, but gradually it will come. But this is what Sri Krishna is trying to explain in this particular chapter. That gradually this is, and I'm present everywhere. Even in the Daityas, when we read that shlok, that thing will come to you. Prahladascha Daityanam, ye to fir bhi less severe. So, ji.
Thank you.
Krishna Devi.
Krishna,
Thank you very much for the discussion. Very nice. I missed initial 2-3 because I was attending the other meditation. Now in this, you have told very nicely. I missed one charan with the 28 shlok. Rajanashchasmi Kandarpas. I did not understand. Who is
Kandarpa? Kandarpa is Kamadev Devi. Kamadev is Kandarpa. Rajanashchasmi.
I thought the second charan is Kamaduk. There I wrote Kamadev.
No, that is Kamadhenu.
Achha.
Dhenu namasmi. Dhenu means cow. Dhenu means cow, and amongst the cows, I am Kamadhenu.
Okay. And who is this? Rajanashchasmi is who?
Kandarpa. The in this Kama. What is Kandarpa? Kamadev. Kamadev is responsible for carrying forward this Srijal. Srijan further. The species have to grow in numbers, and that is happening because of the blessings of Kamadev. And that Kandarpa here is the Kamadev. Rajanashchasmi Kandarpa.
Thank you, Geeta, very much.
Premalata ji.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Actually, I was never listening to English interpretation due to Shashi Didi's mentioning. I attend. Usually, I listen to Hindi. Though I'm in English batch, I listen to Hindi, and this time I am so happy because just as Lord Krishna told that among the Vedas, he is Samaveda. Our interpretation, Shraddha ji is like Samaveda only. So musically, so beautifully she did it. And I'm so happy to hear. It is very, very beautiful. I just wanted to, there's a whole, like Meru, I have doubts. That big doubts are there, but it is it not
like
go,
Meru,
but we have to
like
keep listening. As you told many lives to
solutions.
no, but definitely you will be saying, but only thing is my doubts are so much that as you told, we have to take many lives to not Saubar or Hazar Bar to listen and then understand. We have to go on, Manan, chewing the cud, what they say in English. That way we have to go on. And but it was a beautiful experience listening to you. I just wanted to thank you. I have lots of doubts, but I think I'll come out with it. But last 2-3 times when you were doing the interpretation, I really didn't listen. I was going only for Hindi. Vandana Ji's I was listening because right from beginning I'm doing that. Though I'm an English batch.
I have learned everything from Vandana Kakiji and Varnika Kakaji and Ashu Bhaiya and Sanjay Bhaiya and my dear Didis, Rupal Didi. They are acharyas of Vedanta, Advait Vedanta. So extremely learned. And it is my pleasure that under their guidance, I get to do these Vivechan sessions. So I'm extremely blessed to all these seniors. And I'm extremely thankful to you that you took out time to listen to this.
No, it's not like we taking the time. Lord Krishna gives us this through you. We see Krishna in you. Not we are not directly seeing Krishna, but through you we are seeing. It is through you we are seeing, and I'm very grateful to Shashi Didi for this. She's now taking 10th chapter for us. And in the 4th level, but she teaches us also very well, and she has guided us to listen to you. I'm very grateful to her and to you. Thank you so much.
Do
Jai Shri
continue
Krishna.
listening to all Vivechan sessions, and they will be very enlightening for every one of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna, madam.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri Krishna.
Your explanation is very interesting. So that I want some one clarification. Compare and contrast the sloka 20th. Ahamatma Gudakesha. And in the 15th chapter, Sarvasya Shaham Krudisannivishto. Both slokas.
Sarvasya chaham
hridisannivishto. Here in the Vibhuti Yoga, 20th sloka, Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Seyasthitaha.
What is contradicting there? There also he's saying I am there in
comparison, madam. Madam, compare.
Yes.
Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarva Bhuta Seyasthitaha. Sarvasya Chaham Krudisannivishto.
See, very nice. See, basically, we have to, when such things come, there are very similar things. Everywhere, the same thing is being told, I am there, I am situated in the heart, I stay in the heart, I reside in the heart, I am the Chetana, I have taken shelter in all the bodies, in the living bodies. All these things, see, we have to understand Bhagavad Gita is a conversation where Shri Krishna and Arjun, here Shri Krishna is not telling, now first chapter I have told, this is the second chapter starting. He has not done this compartmentalization of knowledge. They were talking like friends. guiding. Now, when two friends are talking, when two people are talking, they end up, talking about similar things again and again, isn't it? Certain things which are important. So when certain thing, like there also the same principle is being told. Here also it is told. When you read chapter 13, the same thing will be told. Thing will come in chapter 18 also. We will see that when this principle is being explained at multiple places, we have to understand the importance of it. That this is so important. We have to understand this part. And it came as a conversation. So Shri Krishna was not thinking that Veda Vyas is going to compartmentalize. So this I have said once, I will not say again. He, in a flow of this conversation, in a flow of talking to his friend, he continued chanting. And in this chanting, he continued, and so certain things we'll see are repeated, like about Rajogun, Tamogun, and Sattvagun. We see the mention of it in the 7th chapter also. It is elaborated in the 14th chapter also, and it is further elaborated as an appendix in 17th chapter also. So the same thing is repeated, and for our understanding, it is so vast that our little brain is not going to be able to comprehend it in one shloka. Again and again, same principle. So वो beetroot पराठे में से खाओ, रोटी में से खाओ, कैसे भी खाओ, but again and again the same, healthy. Amma will cook in different ways and give to children. Like that, Shri Krishna has given important principle cooked in different forms to us. So let us accumulate all that in within us.
Okay, madam. Jai Shri Krishna. One more doubt in the 23rd sloka. Second line. Vittesho yaksha rakshasam. Vittesho yaksha rakshasam. The Kubera belongs to yaksha or
Yaksha and the Rakshasas. Yaksha and the Rakshasas. Vittesha.
Generally we feel that Kubera belongs to our god, Sura.
Okay. See, Yaksha and Rakshasas.
Here, Yaksha or Raksha means Rakshasa.
Yes.
Clarify, madam.
Yes. He is basically a Yaksha. And Yaksha and Rakshi. One thing before trying to answer all your queries, I think I should make a disclaimer that I am from a engineering and other backgrounds who is also learning everything from, as I told you, from Swamiji and Vanikar Kakaji and Kakiji. And so with whatever little knowledge I know, I will tell you.
Okay.
Tesha is somebody who is taking care of the wealth. Vitta is wealth, and with Tesha means the god of wealth. Who is the god of wealth? We know Kuber. So here the name directly Kuber has not come. He is basically a Yaksha. From what I have heard in Swamiji's pravachan, he is a Yaksha. He has only one eye, and that was because of some shrap by Parvati. But he is a very good person. He's a very nice person, friends with Shivji. So he has been, out of his good qualities, he has been given this responsibility, though he is the Yaksha. You also know he is related to Ravana, who is a Rakshasa. So he is basically a Yaksha, related to Rakshasas also, but he is the caretaker of the wealth of gods. He is the treasurer for gods. So that is why he is the. And again, what we were discussing about being able to see the Vibhuti everywhere amongst the Yaksha and the Rakshasas also, we are able to see the Vibhuti of Kuber.
Ramanyaji.
Yes. Madam, it is not the question from the chapter actually. Just now we were told that you have joined in this Bhagavad-Gītā learning classes in August 2020. So it is just 3 years. How are you able to get so much of knowledge? And not only that,
first thing I will tell you, I don't have so much of knowledge. I have very limited knowledge. I'll tell you one thing. So in this entire ocean, little bit I have picked up from whatever, like you all are listening to Vivechan, I am addicted to Vivechans of all my seniors, whatever, and reading books. And prior to joining Geeta Parivar also, I have been taking classes for a couple of years from when my children were just 4-year-old. Now they are 12 years old, my daughter. So from that time, I have been trying to explore Bhagavad Gita. But again, I would like to reiterate that I don't know enough to be able to answer your questions. But with little what I know and what I read around, whatever work I have been able to do in Bal Gokulam and Geeta Parivar, I am a constant learner in Geeta Parivar and continuing to learn. As a Vivechak, I don't say I'm sitting here because I know enough. I am sitting here as a service to all of you. This is a responsibility given to me by respected Ashobhaya that read, understand, and talk. I am just fulfilling that responsibility here as a representative of Geeta Parivar. And beyond this, I don't think I am even capable enough. I don't have even half of the knowledge that I should have to be able to do
In
this.
these 3 years of time, you are not only able to repeat all the slokas from Bhagavad Gita. Of course, that you would have passed this all this level 1, level 4, all those things. So because of that, you
We'll discuss all this later.
you are
But
able
I'll tell you one thing, that Geeta Parivar is a beautiful place to learn Bhagavad Gita. It is one place which has helped me give the right perspective towards learning Bhagavad Gita, and probably that is the reason what I have learned in past 3 years has overshadowed what I was trying to learn from past 8-9 years. Whatever I have learned in last 3 years is more than this much effort I would have put in last 8-9. Behind this, there is one very important thing. Now that you have asked me, I will share one small secret. When you want knowledge from Guru, what we should do? We should do seva of the Guru. If you want love of your parents, we should do seva of our parents. When you want the knowledge of Gita, do seva of Gita as a Gita Sevi. I think in last 3 years, God has given me this opportunity to do the seva of Bhagavad Gita. Before this, I was just reading books, trying to understand, etc., etc. Only when I have tried to serve Gita Mata, only when I tried to serve Bhagavad Gita, something has, started coming to me. It is all blessings of Swamiji. I'll tell you, each one of us working, each Gita Sevi, whether Swamiji knows us or not is not important. His subtle presence is everywhere in Geeta Parivar, in all our Gita classes, everywhere his subtle presence is there. We bow down to him. Shri Krishna's subtle presence, by the blessings of Swamiji, reaches each one of the Gita Sevi, and only because of him, we all can get this eligibility to do something in Geeta Parivar and get an opportunity to bring Bhagavad Gita in our lives. So I would say everybody should just continue doing Gita Seva. And somewhere we will be able to reach by to, this is the only means to achieve it. So pranam to that, and I have no idea. I am just fulfilling my responsibility with absolutely no qualification to do this.
Jai Shri Krishna, Didi. Jai Shri Krishna.
I think
Didi,
this is the last one we'll take. It's all.
Didi, word by word, your interpretation is wonderful. Nothing else to say, Didi. Nothing else. Wonderful.
Okay,
That's all,
thank
Didi.
you. This is not mine. It is all Swamiji's again. I think today we are just repeating this.
Whatever is wonderful.
आज वही जप करेंगे सब लोग गुरुदेव का. हाँ, ज्ञानेश्वर माउली जप. Everybody will do. Let's do jap of Shri Krishna. Let us just all praise to him. I think if there are no further questions, I think, but I'm really thankful to all the love that you all are giving. It is all because of Geeta Parivar that we all are meeting here and getting an opportunity to do something. So thank you so much, each one of you.
Hey, I want to say, Didi, Jai Shri Krishna.
Jai Shri
It is a continuation you will feel when you are explaining about Indra doing 100 Ashwamedha Yagna. I felt you are the Indra of us. We will do 100 Vivechan and become Visharad. God bless you, Devi.
I don't want to comment on this. All everything at the charan of Swamiji, everything to all my seniors. I have come to know about this from them only, so it's not mine. Jai Shri Krishna. Ji Shashi Didi, I think all questions are done.
Thanks a lot, Didi, for your practical and logical explanation, which makes the Gita easy for us to understand. And I also thank the technical team on behalf of Geeta Parivar for making this session a great success. And a big thanks to all the sadhakas for being with us here in this special evening. Now, let us all recite the Samapan prayer in the lotus feet. Yogesham Sachidanandam Vasudevam Prajapriyam Dharma Samsthapakam Veeram Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Jai Shri Krishna to everyone. Please be with us for the Hanuman Chalisa chanting.
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मनु मुकुरु सुधारी बरनउ रघुबर बिमल जसु जो दायकु फलचारी बुद्धिहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरौ पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेस विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर जय कपीसतिहु लोक उजागर रामदूत अतुलित बल धामा अंजनी पुत्र पवन सुत नामा महावीर विक्रम बजरंगी कुमति निवार सुमति के संगी कंचन बरन विराज सुबेसा कानन कुंडल कुंचित केसा हाथ वज्र और ध्वजा विराजे कांधे मूज जनेऊ साजे शंकर सुवन केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सियहि दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जरावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संवारे लाय सजीवन लखन जियाए श्री रघुबीर हरषि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्ही बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुम रोजस गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित अहिसा जम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि कोविद कहि सकै कहाते तुम उपकार सुग्रीवहि कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीन्हा तुम्हरो मंत्र विभीषण माना लंकेश्वर भय सब जग जाना जुग सहस्र जो जन पर भानु लील्योताहि मधुर फल जानू प्रभु मुद्रिका मेलि मुख माहि जलधि लांघि गए अचरज नाही दुर्गम काज जगत के जेते सुगम अनुग्रह तुम्हरे तेते राम दुआरे तुम रखवारे होत न आज्ञा बिनु पैसारे सब सुख लहै तुम्हारी सरना तुम रक्षक काहू को डरना आपन तेज संहारो आपे तीनों लोक हांकते कांपे भूत पिशाच निकट नहीं आवे महावीर जब नाम सुनावे नासै रोग हरै सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा संकट ते हनुमान छुड़ावे मन क्रम वचन ध्यान जो लावे सब पर राम तपस्वी राजा तिनके काज सकल तुम साजा और मनोरथ जो कोई लावे सोई अमित जीवन फल पावे चारों जुग परताप तुम्हारा है प्रसिद्ध जगत उजियारा साधु संत के तुम रखवारे असुर निकंदन राम दुलारे अष्ट सिद्धि नौ निधि के दाता असवर दीन जानकी माता राम रसायन तुम्हारे पासा सदा रहो रघुपति के दासा तुम्हारे भजन राम को पावे जन्म जन्म के दुख बिसरावे अंत काल रघुबर पुर जाई जहाँ जन्म हरि भक्त कहाई। और देवता चित्तन धरई हनुमत से सर्व सुख करई। संकट कटे मिटे सब पीरा जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो सत बार पाठ कर कोई छूट ही बंदी महासुख होई। जो यह पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा हरि चेरा की जय नाथ हृदय महडेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरन मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित हृदय बसहु सुर भूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
See you all
Jai
next week.
Shri Ram.